Remember the collapse? This might actually be worse.
Damn it.
Oh, man.
I don't know if we're coming or going anymore.
Mấy hai cái gì đấy?等一下。
Look.
All clear.
没事，等你。
There's always one. Scouts have confirmed a large number of Ridden approaching your location.
事情来了呀，咱保不住啊。要不你先试一试，卡住就先试一试。进来呀！让他先试一下吧。哎，他又复活了。
Slidings over 5-1's a little extreme to me. 3-1 sounds a little natural. However, if you got
audio coming in that you don't want to hear. Maybe you're on a really, really clicky keyboard. I'm using Cherry MX Reds on my keyboard, so it's not as bad as somebody with blue switches or something other. You may want to increase that. All right, threshold here. This is another one you may want to bring up. I actually recommend about -32 dB on this. And that what means anything below -32 dB is going to get attenuated out, pushed down, so you don't hear it. If you want, you can bring that on up to -25 or even up to -20. However, I don't recommend it because it will start to sound a little more choppy. Good. So just find what works best for you. If you're finding that you're still getting too much noise in, yeah, bring it on up to a point where you're happy with. There's no right or wrong. This is whatever you're happy with. It's around -32 dB is what I recommend to start with. All right. The attack here, I want at 8 milliseconds. So we can pull that down by 8 milliseconds. And release, though, we want that a little bit slower. This currently is like way too fast. Let's pull that up to like 250 milliseconds, something a little bit slower. It's a quarter of a second. It seems pretty fast, but 250 is actually pretty decent here. And the detection is on RMS. And
他终于选医生过来了。
Yeah, this is how the audio can sound if you know how to set everything up. So let's kind of go over everything again.
Best I come with you.
This is how nothing sounds with nothing added. Let's add Slick EQ. Okay, this is with Slick EQ added. Now let's add TDR Nova to add our declosive and our desibilance problems. Okay. Now let's add Kotelnikov, compression to help normalize our audio and stuff. Let's add wider to help bring out our stereoize the audio, make it sound a little more deeper and more depth to it. Then expander to help knock out any kind of like background noise and stuff. Now, I did want to show you the example of how well, or how, expander will help. All right. Let me get Notepad open here, and here I am typing, banging on my keyboard. That's with expander on. Let's turn expander off. And I'm pretty sure you can hear it. So yeah.
I'm not feeling so great.
Building's surrounded.
You hear those keys
It's like they
coming
know
in.
we're here. There's no way we'll be able to get these people on the transports
Turn
with that many
expander back
infected
on.
around.
You got this, Josh. We'll make sure you get them out safely.
Yeah, you don't hear it. Come across the
Birthday
media.
cabinet.
So yeah,
Last
that's
sign
how
of
expander can help
civilization.
keep all that other background audio and stuff out. So anyway, I hope this tutorial's been quite helpful for you.
What day of the week is it? I lost track.
Okay, everybody.
On you.
Well, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. And if you like any of these presets and stuff, just go back to the video, pause, write everything down. Then when you actually get
about having a little party at the bar.
installed, well, you can just save it on.
Right enough.
Need to reload!
That's what I highly recommend. That's all the hopefully anything whatsoever.
咋的？我操！你刚下来，刚下来就没了。
All right, quit your complaining. I got you.
You're a
If you want to
lifesaver.
help this channel out, then check out
I'll take that.
Raw.
这他妈就有点丢人了。
Looks like someone left us some intel. Though if it's out here by itself, probably didn't do them a lot of good.
Both personally and professionally. It's just a great photo retouching application, and I do get a kickback when I do purchase it. So I know it's really good. So let's see. So
What's that?
anyway, that's it. Tutorial everyone. I hope everybody liked it, found it helpful. If you do, how about give me a thumbs up? Thumbs up's always highly appreciated. If you're not subscribing to my channel, please take the time to subscribe. Subscribe is free. It's for you. Let you know I release more videos. Until next time, everyone, thank you for watching.
Hi there.
Come on!
Today we're going to be talking about Photoshop basics, and this is strictly for beginners. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to learn is how to open a file.
I need that.
Okay, pretty basic stuff, but very important thing. If you are doing Photoshop for the first time, this is really important. How to open a file, pretty basic. So what do? Just let's go ahead and close this photo. When you open Photoshop for the first time, all you have to do, you have to go to File,
Fine now.
Open. or use the shortcut controller command. Oh, now let me give you a tip. And the tip is this. If you want to remember, if you want to know shortcut for anything, all you have to do, you just look at the
This
right
will
side.
only get worse if I leave it.
This shortcut. Okay? And one of the keys of mastering Photoshop or any other software, if you really want to be professional in that, remember the shortcuts, okay? So go to File, Open. Now,
Gonna
once
need a
you go to
second to
File,
fix
Open,
this.
You can locate the image that you want. Just select any image that you
Got
want.
an ammo cache here.
Just my gallery, one of the images that I clicked last year, and just start working on it. It's
Don't need
already
this.
open. Now, how to save
Here.
it? Just click on the
Now I
first
don't feel
button.
bad about forgetting your birthday.
Yeah, save it before you
Ammo here.
No. I personally this is what I do. I create the image that I want. I can because I can even make it larger or
Over there.
smaller. Do what I want. Just drag it and drop it into Photoshop. That's what I do. Isn't that easier? Okay. You guys have any questions in between? Just make sure you.
好了吗？
Okay.
Too
so
much
if you're
stuff.
using
Here.
Lightroom, there's a
Looks
different
like you
step.
could do with some extra rounds.
Most of you guys, one of you, and
See that?
so if you're using Lightroom,
Yep.
Jim Smith from James Ford Photography. Thank you, Jim, for this photo.
开了我，开了我。
Wanna get your asses back here.
Right click on it and go to edit and
Noise, people! Enemy contact!
Steady hand, steady light work.
That's mine.
Cover me! Reloading!
Move on.
哎，咋这么快？
It's happened.
Think you're doing?
“拉一下我。
Thanks, Jack.
Whatever you're doing is working.
Appreciate it.
You
撤了撤了撤了。
Going to the restroom.
Create a logo really quickly this time. So for example, this is my logo. And by the way, this white checker box means nothing. It means that the thing is transparent. Thing is transparent. So this is your logo. Okay, this is, thank you. And let's just color it something, because otherwise you won't be able to understand what it is. Let's just color it, say red. Okay, now I'm gonna save this. Go to File. Let's just save this. Go to File. Save as. I'm gonna save this as a PNG. So I'm gonna choose PNG. There we go. And in the desktop, I'm gonna save it as TQ. Let's save it. Okay, click OK. And then I'm gonna save the same file as a JPEG. Let me show you the difference. File save as JPEG. In the desktop, name TQ. J. Let's just say TQ J. That's pretty fine. Save it at that. Okay. Now we have two files, TQ and TQ JPEG. One is a PNG, one is a JPEG. Just close that. Now if I go to my desktop, okay. Let me just go to my desktop. If I just go to my desktop and open up the JPEG file and open it up above this image, it opens it up with the white background, which means that JPEG does not support what? Transparency. But if I go ahead and open this one up, where did that go? I think I saved it right there.
We've lost contact with the
Yeah, there
supply
we go.
team working
So
on
if I open
repairs
this
at the
one,
old
the
diner
PNG
across
one,
town. I need
watch
you
what
to
happens.
find their cargo and get it delivered.
it is,
有个不完了是吗？
it is transparent. It doesn't come with a white background.
Generator's
That's
out.
the difference between
The
PNG and
refrigeration unit
JPEG. I
and the
just
meds are
wanted you
still
to know.
secure.
Okay, so
We need to act quickly,
if you
or
want
a lot of those people you just rescued won't make it.
Also, there's another
You
way
heard
which
them,
is
man.
going to
Now go
ensure
find
that-
those supplies and get that
So,
place
while
fixed up.
you're saving a file, let me just show you. Okay, so go to File, Export, Export As.
Can't stay here all day.
Gives you a bunch of options which are very important for social media. Okay, if you go to Export As, you get a bunch of options, and these are available only in the later versions of Photoshop. So in Export As, your image gets loaded here. You can change the dimensions of the photo. Suppose you're uploading it to Facebook. Now Facebook's right now, the best dimensions for Facebook is it should have a width of 2048 pixels. Okay, so I'm gonna just type 2048. That's best. I'm gonna find out what's best for social media and just type it in. Also, one of the things which others don't do is that make sure you convert this image into sRGB color space. Everything which is on the screen, sRGB is the color space for it. If you go for Pro Photo RGB color space, colors will change. You might have noticed the colors change, totally change. Even if you're watching on the same screen, the colors change. Why do they change? Because you are using another color space. So this export as option gives export as dialog box gives you the option of converting this to sRGB while you're saving this. So make sure anything on the web, anything on the screen, anything which is going for the screen, make sure you convert that into sRGB. Make sure this is checked, dial in the dimensions, and then click export all. Now once you click export all, it will ask you the
Come on! Did you see that?
It took us
我操，我没加子弹。
meds. My crate is still
really helps you
intact.
because sometimes I
Too
do
far
think
ahead.
Did that hurt?
So I know the dimensions of 720p, that is 1280.
Bandages!
So if you know the dimensions, also to
Just
reduce
what I
your
want.
size, also this gives a very nice. If I save it,
This might hurt.
204,
Thanks, Walker. Thanks,
it
Bear.
gives me an estimated file size, 2.7.
Med kit.
Also, it allows you to control the quality, to increase the quality.
Slightly mind if I do.
Help over here!
Grenade here.
In your face, motherfucker!
Well, the good news is it's only a few hours until breakfast. Bad news is it's a few hours to breakfast.
Always darkest before the dawn.
Assault rifle! Ammo!
We were lucky this time.
Short shotty!
We're in high
This is
back.
just for beginners.
Loud and clear. No way through.
Okay.
Stairs over here.
ID button. Great to see you. Okay. Close that. Now we're gonna
Just
learn
what I
how to
needed.
create a file. That's
Pocketing
it.
this.
Go to file. Simple. Let's go ahead and close it. Now, when do you need to create a file? Suppose you're creating a design, or not even a design, maybe even a thumbnail, maybe even your Facebook banner. Then we need to create a file. Okay. Why does my blur does not work? I use CC 2017. It must work, or there must be a glitch in it. You should contact Adobe Help.
Bandages.
And by
First
the way,
aid
Adobe
cabinet.
customer care answers they are very responsive. Just go to Twitter, just tag them, and they will answer. In a minute or two.
Let's hope we come out of this still standing! Shooting in the head!
Over there.
Now it already has
Ammo
a lot
here.
of templates to choose from. For example, if your photo, it has landscape, portrait, whatever. It has art and illustrations.
I'll take it.
1000 pixels.
See that?
不够钱，够钱吗？我这里，哎，那个没在这里。
Found one.
Just a moment. Stick together.
Assault rifle here.
Target down. Over there.
Hey, put that somewhere else.
为啥不要打我哎？
First aid cabinet there.
Resolution.
Best patch yourself up.
How many pixels per inch? Okay. So if the resolution is 300 and the width is 8.
I never thought I'd be doing this when I was at medical school.
What you needed? There's a first aid cabinet. Bandages here.
不用加。
You should use that medkit.
They're all around me.
Ammo!
There's the lollygagger.
Because resolution is what
Low on ammo? Take this.
And if I ever have to create something like A4 size, the template is already there. So I would go to pictures and
Over there.
Facebook,
Going in.
51 for Facebook cover.
Gonna check this place out.
Resolution tells
Better
you
in my
at this
pocket
point.
than on the
Choose
ground.
RGB color. Okay, so if you're
Intel.
doing anything for the screen, choose
That's
RGB.
mine.
Anything for the screen.
Ain't it pretty shiny? Supplies are here.
Over there.
啊？
Time to move out.
I prefer being a doctor to a soldier. Less blood.
Changes because you're working on the wrong color profile. Facebook does not support Pro Photo RGB. Neither does Instagram or other stuff. They just convert that. So make sure you're working in working RGB, sRGB. sRGB is for screen. Choose sRGB, square pixels, and that's fine. Create. Karen says hello from Belgium. Great tutorials. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Karen, for this. Really means a lot to me. Okay. So we got that. Jayan says, why I spend my money on super chat? Fuck this chat. What? I didn't want to say that word. Please guys, do not use curse words on here. Do not. Please do not. Okay? Do not. Okay, there we go. So here we are in this. And you have right now the dimensions of Facebook cover. Right? So there we go. And guys, I'm gonna block you if you use curse words. I'm totally against it.
There's a first aid cabinet here.
Okay. All right. So for example, let me just open an image. Let me just drag and drop in one of the photos above this. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and.
是用钱帮加血吗？
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so there we go. For example, I wanna have this as my cover. So you can just make it bigger.
Thanks, Doc.
Here, hold the shift to make it bigger in proportions. So just like that. You want to have this as a cover, Facebook cover. Just write some text.
First aid cabinet there.
File, save as
Best patch yourself up now.
You know what to do. Now, I talked about opening a
I'll
file
take it.
by dragging and dropping it.
Med kit over here.
Okay, I did talk about that. But if you already have a candidate and you want to separately open the file, here's what
Here,
you need to do.
take
I
this.
need that.
So suppose I want to work on this.
First aid
not on
cabinet
this
there.
canvas.
Stock up now. It's not like you'll find
没事的跑完没有？那我来吧。
Because if I drop it here, what will happen is this image will drop down there.
Not your lucky day.
Nothing some spit and tape won't fix.
On you.
And here's the tip. When the cursor says copy, then you drop. Because when the cursor
Move out.
Alright, so we did talk about everything. We talked about how to open a file, how to open a file from Lightroom. We did talk about how to save
Look,
a file.
there.
When you work on the Lightroom, then how to save a file, then you click File Save. We did talk about
Weapon stock here.
Export.
Barrel
dialog
attachment
box.
here.
We did talk about how to export for social media and stuff. I hope it made sense to you.
Razor wire
Now,
here.
Bandages.
Left, guys, if you have any questions
here.
meanwhile, then you just check
SMG
if
here.
there's anything
It's not gonna move an inch on its own.
just check why ask that right now.
Going in.
Any heavy hitter fans?
Target ahead.
What the heck?
Accidents happen.
I'll never say no to an extra mag.
You just remember it. You just don't forget to. Anyways, let's just close that. And let's just open any image. Doesn't really matter. These are some of my photos.
No way through.
Check if it's
from the last
supplies.
year.
Looks like we found a stash.
Bandages!
Photos. So let us open any image. I'm a bit picky here.
I'll take that.
And let's open the wrong
Doc,
image.
barrel
because I wanna
attachment.
show
They
you
will
something
return
which I really
sooner than later.
I'll take this.
have been asking me about. Now, why did I open this photo? This beautiful photo, love this photo, but there's a problem with this
Head of
photo.
the trail.
Through here.
And if you look at this photo is at the man. Working fine. Everything.
Watch your aim.
That's mine.
Watch out!
Over there.
That can fix.
Taking this.
Focus is a thing
Need that.
which, if missed by a
Back off!
Block rate.
exposure can
Molotov.
be to a large
Razor wire here.
Ammo!
very large
AR over here.
color can be fixed.
Glad we're done
Things
there.
can be fixed.
Too much
A lot
stuff.
of things can be fixed, but focus is the
Drop some
only
supplies.
and motion blur, of course, part of that, which cannot be fixed in post.
Gotta reload.
Why cannot fix it? Because once you blur
Razor
something,
wire here.
you lose the details. And there's no way of getting the details back. Come on, your machines are not gods that they will invent
Perfect.
trees out of blurred out trees. No,
Razor
they're
wire.
not. They're not gods. You cannot just
Watch out, Hawker!
it's just not. Okay, now let's talk about it. So Dion says, do you also do drop
in
yes,
there.
these are some of the things
There.
Yes, I do.
Stop!
Oh well. Now or never.
Engaging. We're done here.
The adjustments part. I just
But
never
be
use
prepared
that.
when you do,
So
because
if I
every
ever
ridden
have
in the
to create an
vicinity is
adjustment,
going
I
to
just
come
sit there
running.
and just choose the adjustment that I want. I don't use it. So I always try to minimize the thing.
Med
If you're
kit
a
here.
designer, you might want to swatch it, but I don't know. Photoshop with the essentials workspace it comes with swatches. But if you don't have swatches, just close it. Okay? Keep
Just what I needed.
keep it as minimum as you want. Here are only the things which I require. I require the histogram, it is there. I require the Pexels Photoshop plugin, it is there. I require the history sometimes, it is there. These are the text ones. I require this one sometimes. Device preview, it is there. Okay, you might not require
All
this, but
clear.
sometimes I do for my personal work. So I require the navigator for
Pipe
my
bomb.
face to show up, so it is there.
Here,
I
don't
require
need
the
this.
layers, the
Make 'em
channels,
count.
and paths. Okay, I don't even require paths. I'll just close it down. Okay, so keep only the things
take
which
this.
you require. Make it as minimum as possible so that you can work faster, better, and earn better.
Too
income
much
because you
stuff.
work
You need
faster.
this more than I do.
It takes time because time is money. Okay, how to add
Razor
moon to
wire
a
here.
photo? See, that's a very advanced question. Please ask questions. That's a really good question, but quite advanced. Make sure you ask questions dedicated to this video. Or you can, let me just answer that. Open
Nope.
a moon photo, just change the blend mode to screen. You'll be able to add
Checking the
moon.
vehicle.
Well, lucky me.
You'll be able to do. The Lightrolium camera is interesting in that you can change the focus. Yes, it does. I really did a story on that last
set?
year. I did a story and it's interesting. Actually,
Loader
it
incoming!
does
Let's do this!
This be the hunter,
Need to
not the
reload.
prey. Ready?
everything in
When we
focus
kick
and the
this
way
off, it's
that
gonna get awfully
it
busy.
does. The shallow depth of field, that is artificial. I'm saying that if you have captured something, it's already
来，过来，过来，过来。
Stay with me.
You ever wonder where the expression shooting fish in a barrel came from?
36 cameras in one shot. That's
No!
I mean, did someone actually do that and then was like going around town saying, hey,
来我这边，来我这边，
fish in a barrel? You know what? I hit everyone. Easier than you'd have
我
thought.
去，我去你们那里吧。
Think that's what happened.
Then our boy passes into legend, but the phrase shooting fish in a barrel remains. I wonder what he was using to shoot them. I mean, a shotgun would have destroyed the barrel, and I feel a pistol would have been too fiddly.
on much longer? If so, I'll take my chances with the ridge.
Come on! Surely you must have wondered?
Nope.
Seriously?
If you have zoomed in, hold the space bar to change just a change.
Reloading.
用点步枪子弹给我呗。
I'm like a reverse thief, but me, I'm getting the good stuff.
Here's my prescription.
Don't need this.
Here, don't be a baby.
What the fuck? Boy.
我有点没想到被打死。
Walker there.
That's mine. I need to take care of this right now.
没事，大不了重新来嘛。
No. Cruiser.
It'll be down to us.
Cover me. Reloading.
They have no manners.
They're all around me. Need more ammo. Watch me. Need to reload.
Ammo. Do I look like a horn face?
Today's not your lucky day. Going to need more bullets soon. Out of ammo. I'm running low.
Reloading. Stop down.
Did you see that?
Somebody want to get me back up?
Here we are back.
Isn't this meant to be the other way around?
Thank you.
No free hugs.
我操，这人机那啥的呀，会救人了。跑出去嘛，你跑出去，然后围着跑，应该可以过的。
They're all around me.
Hey, you want ammo or what?
你跑出去直接跑的话，应该可以过的，还几十秒而已。
Hang on.
first you don't succeed.
Okay. Now, let's talk about another thing. So once you have your canvas open, let's open another photo. Let's open up some interesting photos.
少个人就是比较难玩。
Let's open up this photo. Okay. So this is a small school down in the village. Right now, so for example, you're working on a black and white photo and your image, you're just having a difficult time concentrating on the photo and you might want a different colored background. So here's what you need to do. You need to right click in here and choose the color that you want, black, because when you choose black, I often go for black and white, black or white. When you choose black, this image just pops out and you can easily work on it. Okay. Also, I'm gonna give you an interesting tip, and which is very important. So, for example, if you're working on a photo like this, this is my sister. Let me just open up this photo of my sister. Okay. So, for example, you want to post this into Facebook, or you want to make this your YouTube thumbnail, right? But what is the background of the website? Determine, whenever you're working on something, determine the background of the website that you would be working on, that you would be uploading the photo to. If your website has a black background, work on this image with a black canvas background. If your website has a white background, work on it with a white background. Because here's the thing, if the image is too bright, okay, and the background is also bright, it just kind of matches up and the image doesn't pop up because of lack of contrast. So when I'm uploading something to Facebook, when I'm creating something for YouTube thumbnail, because they have the white background, I always right click and go to select custom color, make sure that is white, I've already set it, click OK, and then always go ahead and select custom and then start working in it. If it is lacking some contrast, see this area, this is matching with the white, so I would go ahead and add some vignette to it, add some edge, just contrast to it. If you want to know how to add a vignette, I do have a video, just go ahead and search for how to add vignette in Photoshop in my channel and you'll find that video. Okay, next thing about the canvas. So this is, what is the canvas? This is the canvas. The thing which your image stays in, that's the canvas. So let's choose black. This is the canvas, the document canvas. It's just, what do you do in a canvas? You paint in a canvas. Canvas is just a material that you work on with your image on. Now, on the left hand side, you'll see the tools. These tools are the tools which you will be shaping up your image in the canvas. So this is the canvas, these are the tools, just like an artist has. Artist has a canvas,
I need you to find their cargo.
he has his pencils, he has his, I don't know, those knives and stuff.
What about the meds? They're too valuable to the community to let go to waste.
To apply the colors.
The generator's
Bob
out,
Ross.
but the
Okay,
refrigeration
so these
unit
are the
is still
tools
secure. We need to
that
act
you
quickly,
wanna shape your
or a lot of those
image
people
with.
you just
There are a
rescued
couple of
won't make it.
tools, many tools out there
You heard the
that
man.
you will
Now go
use
find
out
those
there.
supplies
But
and get that
this
place
is far
fixed
beyond
up.
the scope of this video, but if you really want to know what it does,
Are you
I do
ready?
have a
You don't look
dedicated
ready, and the key to
video
survival is being ready.
Make sure to go ahead and check that out. After tools, we have some panels. Now, what are these? These are all panels. Layers panel, channels panel. These are all panels. Okay, they're just like palettes. So these are the tools in which you work on. Just think of it like this: artist has a canvas. He has some tools. He has some what? He has some panels. He has some palettes on which he mixes up. Set them the way you want. And set them. Alright, so we have a okay, every tool has a bar where he hangs out with his friends. Just kidding. Every tool we have assigned a particular set of options. Okay. Hello, Unmesh from Norway. Hassan says, "Hello, Hassan. Great to have you here." The elephant
It
in
took
the
us
room,
months
palette
to get
knife.
those
Yes,
meds.
palette knife, you're right.
I pray they're still intact.
So
Here's to a respite.
every tool
Save that for me.
Sniper rifle.
options right there at the top. So for the move tool, we have these alignment options.
See that?
Pipe
Pipe bomb!
These movement options, which way do you want to move? If you're working in 3D, that's next level stuff. For
Firecrackers here.
selection tools, you have these options. For attack tool, you have these options. So every tool has a particular set of.
Watch you don't scare those birds.
There's a very
Wish you could have seen that, Dad.
Bird!
Over there. Need to keep a pace.
Fly crate here.
How to reload? Don't get it in your eye.
there we go.
God help us.
There. You should know how to use your weapon by now. Back, damn you.
Get them all?
A lot of other stuff. Layer count, okay? Just one layer. This image has just one layer. This is very
That'll do.
See that?
information.
Defibrillator.
Leave that document there.
Nothing like a manila file filled with sweet ink.
Found some intel.
Leave it at scratch.
Saw something
sizes.
there.
Just don't
Defibrillator.
make sure the scratch sizes do not exceed.
First aid cabinet.
Gotta
Always
patch this
best to
up.
be your best.
First aid cabinet if you're scratched up.
Okay. Smart objects is
First aid cabinet there.
also another very important thing is document processing. So when you see
Could come in
There.
handy.
creating something
Get in! SMG over here.
Fine now.
Sounds like we're approaching a hive.
from your camera, it's a raw photo, then it will open up as Pro Photo RGB. Pro Photo RGB.
What about here? I'll take a boon when I find one.
Look.
Catch over here. Look.
sRGB. This is very important because it's 8 BTC, which means 6 per channel.
See that?
Medkit.
Back here.
Just what I needed.
So sometimes my tool gets a bar. Yes, it does. How would you remove the yellow vehicle? I just got it.
See that? First aid cabinet there.
Need to reload.
Coloring the How do you edit using multiple adjustment layers without merging them?
See that?
No, you don't have to.
What's that?
Are they gone?
So all the removal tools are right there. Right click on it. The spot healing brush tool, patch tool, concentrate tool. Okay. The clone stamp tool is another removal tool. But
Something you want to see here.
it doesn't have any intelligence. But if you want to check out
Over there. What's that? I'll take that.
So
The world gives and it takes.
Found a hive.
Just gotta learn to take when it gives.
rectangular marquee tool, elliptical marquee.
There.
Okay. Single row marquee tool. You'll never use these two. You'll never
See that?
These just select one pixel in a row. Never use it. You will never use it. So they have group things. All the selection tools which is group. These are all selection tools. See,
You ain't getting me.
tools are together. Cropping tools are together. Okay, so they have just grouped similar tools.
Bandages here.
Cover me. Reloading.
Let's talk about some of these stuff. We will talk about selection tools in the fourth segment, third segment. No, end of second segment. But people talk about these. These are the tools that
What's that?
It's risk. We need the supplies.
This is it. Here you select the aspect ratio. For example, if you are uploading this, if you just want to crop it for a video, the aspect ratio for a video is 16:9 for a regular standard 1080p HD video, full HD. 16:9. So this is the aspect ratio that you want to crop on. If you want to bring in the original one, you gotta choose the front image. It will bring you the original one. Also, there are a lot of things that you can even define your own. So I would say 16:9, 21:9. I will choose this. This is the standard widescreen cinema aspect ratio, 21:9. And there are a lot of aspect ratios that you can choose from. Also, let's go back to the original one. And then if your image is tilted, for example, if this was tilted, let's tilt this just for fun. Let's tilt this. Rotate this, just drag it from the right. You know what to do, just same as Lightroom. Okay, we tilted that image, hit enter or return if you're using Mac. If you want to get image straight, here's what you need to do. So for every tool there's a shortcut. For this, the shortcut is C. How to see the shortcut? Just open up the tool on the right hand side of it, you'll be able to see the shortcut. So hit C and then you'll see that. Now next, if you want to straighten this up, there's a tool. So as I said, every tool has a tool bar. So select the straighten tool and just choose anything which should have been straight in real life. So this should have been straight. So all I will do is
Here, take this.
Gonna need rounds
You'll
in
be
that
running
thing.
right in
You're
no
gonna
time.
use it.
Thank you, Mr. Hoffman.
There are a lot of other things that you can do with it. There's delete proper content there.
Here, take this. Here, ammo.
Save
Best
that
be
for me.
prepared for any and all eventualities.
So these are the healing tools and these are this is the don't stand tool. Like that. This is sample. Hold all. Click on it. We'll talk about this later. But if you want
I'll
to
stop
learn
this infection any way I can.
That's right, the old Hoffman wants to.
Reloading!
The code overhead!
So there are two ways by you're just saving the file. You can just go to file, export as, and then you can just check that convert to sRGB, or edit, convert to profile. Right now sRGB, if it was Pro Photo, and then
Grateful to you.
working sRGB code. Okay, do it in the beginning.
take that.
Just 10 Great to see you, Robo. Thanks a lot for your time. By the way, did I pronounce your name right? I'm so sorry if it's wrong.
Ah, it's corrosive!
Background.
Need to reload!
So this is the background, which is in the background, and this is the foreground color, which is in the background. It's self-explanatory. Just watch.
Yes, son! Sons of bitches!
Look out, sleeper!
I heard something.
Know which end to fire that from, Doc. Now you just need to learn where to point it.
Accident happened.
Gotta reload! Watch out! Cruiser!
And you want to switch
Shoot
to
it
dark
before
mode,
it's
just
out!
press X to toggle the
Ammo!
in the background. Then
Want this?
Let me just quickly show you what that means.
I need that.
Don't need. Anyone need this? See that? Ammo here.
Backgrounds. I'll just quickly show you what
Why'd I pick this shit up? Take it.
Skin's on fire. Don't slack. They'll be back.
in mass. Just finish.
Rounds here. Over there.
So for example, just bring back this code.
This is disgusting!
X program program.
This is not what this is trained for!
Back, yeah. See that, father?
Reloading!
Maybe. Go up front.
Watch out!
Well, lucky me. See what you got.
Now, one more.
Sure could have used this on deployment.
Your program in the background swatches.
Taking in no one outshines HR.
Pouch here.
For donkey. D for dog. D for dodgeball.
I'll take a boon when I find one. SMG here.
Press the D and you'll get it.
Flashbang here.
Okay. There are some keys. There are some buttons here which you can.
I'll take that.
press the same if you want to reset.
I never knew so many people lived around
This
here
button right here.
until they
And
decided they wanted
toggle
to eat
between-
me.
You can press X, which I told you, or you can just press. Reset. Now, before we move on to layers, let's do it.
Let's fix this.
Color the photo. Color the photo.
Perfect! Here they come.
Go, one.
Let's do this!
Oh well, now or never. Good time.
Get me up.
Always so needy.
Thanks, Doc.
Onion sample.
Alas, poor Yorick.
Talking to yourself again?
Oh, one of Shakespeare's finest.
Mine now.
Weapons cache.
Then choose layers. I clicked on layers and it just went off.
We were lucky that time.
Theme was
Appreciate it.
I have to click again to get it back.
Come on, this had better be worth it.
Found a skull totem.
By the way, these are the layers here. You can just get the thumbnail bit by right clicking on it and choose
Any of y'all want
medium
this?
or large
Med
thumbnails,
kit.
whatever you are comfortable with. Okay, I usually go with large. Now, for
Mine
example,
now.
you want to add a text above. So
Save
you
that
just
for me.
create a new layer. How to create a new layer? Click on this button. It creates a new layer. Also, what you can do, you can go to layer, new layer.
Better heal soon.
I've got you.
Thanks, off.
You can name the layer right here.
Med
and
kit
then
here.
Okay. To name the layer.
Come get some! That's a big deal! Now blow your fucking head off!
Name anything.
Gotta reload.
I just wanted to type check. Ready? And suppose in this layer,
Yes,
you just want
back.
Don't need this.
right there. Educate. What's that? Just double click on it.
Sleeper!
Here we go.
Could come in.
Press controller command C. Bars which you can drag in to make transformation. So just drag it and make it big, but it's not in proportion, right? To make it in proportion, you have to hold to make sure
Had enough already, eh?
Just what I needed.
say clean kill, but it never is.
It will move 15 degrees of
Incoming!
Father. My skin's on fire.
Well, lucky me.
Watch where you're firing.
Don't blame me. I'm trained to help people, not shoot them.
Are you okay, Christine?
Thanks, Hawk.
That's mine. This is no place for lone wolves.
If the opacity is 0, the layer becomes transparent. If the opacity is 100, it becomes
Bandages.
If the opacity is 50%,
Something's over there.
School's here.
Did you hear that?
this
You ready? No, not often I say this to you. That'll do. I agree.
Get down!
Yes, we need to stick together.
Jules.
Die, you scum! See that?
Down!
You trying to kill me?
Taking this. As a doctor, you're not meant to be inflicting pain.
Suppose you want to just affect
Don't
an
need this
area
no
of the
more.
photo. Suppose you just want to do something else which this
Medkit
model
here.
do not support. Then you have to convert it.
I'm leaving this if you want it. You'll be needing this.
Apply the clone stamp to your stuff like that. Attach to it. And then do convert that into raster. For any other
Best move
which
now.
does not require you to convert that into smart object. Okay. If I keep this photo open, everybody asks me to just convert that into color. Okay, this photo.
Go, Toto. Who's drinking who? Locking in this.
It's corrosive!
This had better be good.
Cover me! Reloading! Reloading!
I could use that.
That's some intel.
So that they don't fly away. Have you ever used it? Or just think of it like a paperweight. Why do we have paperweight? So that the papers don't fly away.
How'd you like that?
And that's the same reason why background layers are locked.
Good
Get
command.
down!
You want the view to be safe. You don't want to have a canvas without EZOs. And even
Mind
if
your
you have
gear.
a
Take
canvas
it.
This shit's corrosive.
If you got space, got a
Here,
medkit
let me
here.
take care of that.
Thanks, Hawk.
to the east, right? It's not you just paint the canvas will move and it will just fall down.
Holy shit!
Well, lucky me.
Chow time,
Not my fault you're in the way.
What are you waiting for? Give me up.
Watch your fire!
Give me up.
Lost down.
Don't worry. I'm good. Thanks. Don't worry. Here.
Disgusting!
妈的，被拉下来了，我棒子还放在上面。
Careless is what it was.
棒子在上面，直接被这，
I'll take it.
哎，被这胖子拉下来了，人傻了。让我回去。
So Now it's unlocked. Now if you try to move it, this thing moves.
Get down! So much for sterile conditions.
We made it.
You want the camera turn, and that's why we long
Ain't the day for dying.
press that again to go back. And by the way, a couple of days ago I was teaching class.
Hear that?
Reloading!
Give me up.
Long down!
Wanna give me a hand here?
Want to give a fella a hand? Hey, help me.
They killed Jim!
Locking in this.
Defibrillator here.
Let's understand the order of it.
We're clear
So
for
right
now.
now red is at the top, but we can rearrange the orders. We can just bring it down below it.
Supply
不用
crate.
开了，开了都是钱里面，而且你钱拿太多了，路都走不了。
And by the way, what is
Bag
auto
here.
select?
Scope here.
You can just hover over and click and drag on any layer. It automatically selects the layer. For example, I just select the black. This automatically selects the black. Select the red. Click on the red. It automatically click on the white.
Whatever you do, don't get it in your eye.
Whatever there is,
Well, that's
it's
just
there. If you want to move the red, but just don't move. You have to select the red layer and then move. This is advantageous to have it.
Perfect.
Then you're sure that anything else will not move. If you have this check, I have this unlocked.
Stalker close by.
No time for subtlety. Need to reload it.
So that's about the order of layers. Black is at the bottom. You can just bring it at the top, right? That's about it.
Shoot it before it's out.
Found a skull totem.
Like it. Not one bit.
What's that?
Where'd everyone go?
You think it's gonna end well spread out all over the map?
You know how to use the weapon by now.
Bastion's here. Going in. Precision always counts.
We got a stalker!
Bandages.
I think the idea is that you don't work directly on
That'll
the
do.
Go totem here.
Don't work directly on the background photo. Background photo is the easiest one. We don't work on the direction. Should not work on the background. Okay?
Look.
If you want to create something, do not create anything there. For example, if you're on this layer, and if you're
This
paint of
is
red or
disgusting.
a lot of stuff, you cannot get that back. And if you worked on it, it's just favorite.
See that?
That's mine.
Here's to arrest me. No matter how brief.
You love what you did in layer 2. You love what you did in layer 2, but you hate what you did in layer 0
Take
with the
it.
final image. You didn't want to do. So if you want to go back,
Watch out!
Here, ammo. Here, take this.
Got bullet. Out of my weapon.
Defibrillator here.
Stand back.
Thanks, Hoff.
in layer 2. So that's why for each and everything.
Taking this.
Please don't be booby trapped.
Did you see that?
Defibrillator here.
Deleted or erased that particular area or deleted that area. With the eraser, I would just erase that. I wouldn't have to just.
Heads over here. I'll take that.
Gotta do something about
A little
this.
self-care here.
You guys, you're missing out on a lot of stuff. Now let's talk about smart. Smart objects are smart. Now this is a rational way. Okay, whatever I do to this layer, it will be burned down to the base. Okay. Now if you zoom in too much further, and this is what these
Better than Bill's.
Now this image is made up of 24.1
I'll take it.
or megapixels. Megapixels is on millimeters. So this image has these squares. How many squares? 24 square has its color. Everything burned down to this. This canvas has a number of pixels. This canvas has 24.1 million pixels. Now if I press controller command T for tennis racket, then I make it small. To make it small, hold the shift to make it small in proportions. Also, hold the alt or option together along with shift. If you hold shift and alt together, you make it smaller or bigger from the center. This is very important, which I learned very late. This is important tip, guys. Note it down in the notebook. Okay, you made it really small. Hit enter. Okay, everything is burned down to the pixel. Now you make it again more smaller, just like that. Hit enter. Now if you try to make it bigger, controller command T, and again if you try to make it bigger, look what has happened. The detail is all lost. Everything is lost. Why? Because everything was burned down to the pixel. Here's the thing, but if it's a smart object, let us get back. If it's a smart object, this won't happen. Right click on it. Convert to smart object. Okay, right click on the layer, choose convert to smart object. This converts this layer into a smart object. Now, no matter how, see the cross? It shows cross for the smart object. Now you make it
Never any candy.
more like that. Hit enter, make it big again. It just doesn't lose the details. Why? Because this is a smart object. But also smart objects have a particular limitation to them. That, for example, you want to paint in something with a brush. Now the size of the brush is determined by what? Pixels, right? Okay. They're determined by pixels.
Any y'all want this?
Locked and loaded.
Every
Take
tool
it.
has its own what?
That's right, the old Hoffman 1-2.
Watch me! Need to reload!
Right bracket key to make it bigger. Okay. Another shortcut, hold the Alt option, right mouse button, drag it to the right to make it bigger. Drag it up to make it soft, drag it down to make it
Perfect!
Did you see that? What? Firing!
See that? Time for lollygagging.
And stay down.
make it smaller down to 20 pixels, it will just throw away all the other images.
We need to get that open.
Throw away
Rules.
80 pixels. Again, when you make it bigger,
That's mine. Don't blame me. I'm trained to help people, not shoot them.
Mine now.
Adjustment layers are special kind of layers.
There.
They're not layers.
You might feel better after hitting up the first aid cabinet.
AR here. Got a mag here.
Create Misha is so grateful to you.
Well, we certainly showed them.
Thank you so much. Hey Misha, I'm currently watching this My Top Portrait Retouching Tips guys. Thank you so much for watching that. Okay.
That'll do.
I'm sorry I cannot answer other questions right now because this is just focused on beginners. Alright? You can also hold shift and use the bracket keys to adjust brush hardness. Yes, you can do that. You guys note that.
I've been fighting monsters all my life. Damned if you're the one that's gonna hit.
I'll take that. Meds over here.
Choose the brightness. Choose the brightness contrast. You want to work with both.
Doctors are not meant to be in
Do that. Black and white. There are tons of stuff. Let me just open a basic one. See brightness contrast.
Lost my compassion for these assholes.
You'll be needing this.
Just
Med
double
kit.
click on that icon of that adjustment.
Going in. Surgical strike.
Gotta reload. I'll take that. Flashbang. Let's be moving.
Did you hear that?
Everything I do, for example, have a look at this photo of the kid. I'll just make it smaller. Don't ask me how I did it. That's some advanced stuff. Okay. Alright, so there's a picture of this kid. Both are on its separate layers.
Keeping that for me.
So suppose I increase the contrast. The contrast in both the images increase. But I say I just want to affect this photo. Decrease the contrast, maybe decrease the brightness. Just want to affect this photo, nothing else.
Get that generator up and running. We can't afford to lose those supplies. But be prepared when you do, because every ridden in the vicinity is going to come running.
That this layer is just
Ready?
applying
When we
to
kick this
layer.
up, it's gonna get
Now,
awfully busy.
whatever you
Let's
do,
get here.
this just applies to this image. Okay, so that's the concept of clipping. If you want to break the clipping mask, you can hold the alter option, click on this line between these two layers. This breaks the clipping mask. You can again create a clipping mask. Another way is hold the alt key, just click on this line between these two. Okay. Sajan Datta says, please keep this video. Think about it. I really want you guys to get serious about it.
Save that for me.
Camera is important and pay attention because this is really important.
Need to shed some weight.
Oh, pocketing this.
I need to do that, and I don't want you guys to do it. We talked about smart objects.
Molotov
now let's
here.
Talk about adjustment layers. Now let's talk about masks and then talk about blend modes. Okay.
You need this more than I know.
Interesting. You can
Right, mind if I do?
Well, let's do this.
It's moments like these you feel truly alive!
Here we go.
Need to reload. See that?
Better damn than us.
Get down!
That's right, the old Boston one.
Need more ammo. That's mine. Eyes wide, ears open. I'm running low. I need ammo. I'm out of weapons. Some huntsman you are.
You okay?
It's not working. Oh, not a bullet. Hey, fuck you. Need more ammo.
Cover me.
Should have had more bullets than bandages.
I'm surrounded.
I'm deeply concerned about my lack of bullets. Cover me! Reloading!
Ammo here.
Running out of ammo. Save that for me.
See that, father? I live for this!
Got bullets. I'm nearly out.
Hope there's some gold ones along with the meds in those ice boxes.
And say it's a first adjustment layer. We did some nice adjustments.
Good job, people. Now go get some rest. You've earned it. I'll meet you back here after you've freshened up.
Turn it completely black by pressing controller command I. Control and I. Now you can pick the brush. Make sure the foreground color is white. If you want to bring that in there in that area, just pick the brush. Okay, and then you can adjust the opacity of this and so on and so forth. So before, after, you can just bring in the details right there, and you can just get and make it clear, and you get the idea. Okay, so that's that about masking. Now there's a very funny thing, very interesting thing called blend modes. So if you go ahead and just introduce some texture here. Okay, so by the time, let's go ahead and see some. Can you please explain photo manipulation and color correction for photos look real, background change?